Hi everyone, I'm looking forward to meeting you all together at the same time tomorrow. That it will be so interesting to see what we come up with. Just a quick run through because I only have 30 minutes tomorrow and maybe we'll have another time to meet hopefully. Just quickly, the agenda will be we will go through everybody will just put their contact details in and what they're doing just so that everyone in the group can contact each other if they want to. Just a quick background on how this came about. So you're all teaching different subject areas in different education contexts, so university, secondary, primary, and but I've noted some of the following commonalities between each of you, and that could be that you're in contexts where there is either no Wi-Fi or no internet or low RAM. Students and or teachers might be using their phones because they don't have laptops, etc. And but in most cases, there will be at least one teacher or educator, which might be you, and that's who has access to both the internet and a laptop. So the goals are that what we're trying to do together is do sort of an action research project where we find some ways that AI can enhance learning for teachers in these kind of communities. And the way that we're going to do this is we're going to decide on a possible solution to trial together, and we'll support each other to learn what is needed to be able to make this possible solution work. Then everybody goes off and tries this in their context, and then we come back together again, like we can support each other as we're implementing it sort of over the 3-month period. And then at the end of the trial, the group will come back together and discuss what they found and whether this worked. So during the meeting, we're going to be identifying a particular need, and deciding which need we want to address. So I've just got 3 ideas here, but we can discuss this as a group, and maybe there'll be some additions that you might want to add, and we'll come up with a consensus. So, for example, we might decide that there's a need to support teachers with programming, or support students with understanding content for a particular assignment, or maybe supporting students understand content for the entire coursework of something like perhaps a particular topic. So then so let's just say that we decided, okay, as a group, we all think that we want to work on supporting students with understanding content for a particular assignment. So we will select a possible solution about what we could implement. So again, we'll sort of brainstorm some ideas here. That one's for support if we were choosing to support teachers, but this one is the one for if we decided we want to support students with a particular assignment. We might say, okay, what about a possible solution being that we could have an offline chatbot that supports students with an assignment? And then we would look at the details and think about what that involves. Well, participants, which is all of you guys, would upload your assignment and a document that has all the content in it into the chatbot, and program the chatbot so that it will be able to answer the questions that the students ask it. Then you'll, during class time, when students obviously will have access to the internet because they'll be in your class at that point, you'll be able to transfer that chatbot to them over the Wi-Fi, and then they should hopefully be able to access this offline. Now, I know if we use Gemini, I think we can do this, but there's limited options once they're offline, but you can still sort of do something to do with the online, with the content that you've uploaded. So again, we can look at more of the details in that, but that's sort of the idea of what we're looking at in terms of a solution. So we'll create this chatbot and students will be able to use it offline. Then we'll have a think together as a group. What is our intended outcome? So here's some examples again. So if we decided that we're supporting teacher programming, that could be an example of a clear success criteria or what we're hoping to achieve. But I'll just go to B because that's what I've just been using as an example. So if we were creating an offline chatbot that supports students with an assignment, then perhaps we would say what our intended outcome is that we would have student assignment scores showing us that there was an increase in student outcomes and positive feedback from the students regarding their ability to ask the chatbot questions. So just looking at something measurable there, so we can measure the impact of what we're trying to do and what is required for this to succeed. So that's where we're just going to talk about, okay, if we had decided we wanted to do that chatbot, what platform do we want to use? Do we want to use GPTs in OpenAI? Do we want to use Gemini Gems? And some people in the group were talking about different types of platforms that I don't really know about, but maybe there's some solutions, some ideas there that people want to share during the meeting. And then we'll talk about what else do we need. So obviously there'll be some professional learning required to create that chatbot. How will we go about that? How will we troubleshoot, etc.? And we can just quickly brainstorm what we need to do to be able to make this project succeed, anticipate any challenges, and think about some ways that we can address any of these things that come up. And then we'll finalise our group decision. So we'll say, okay, what is the identified need that we all decided on as a group? And for example, that might be that we want, the need is that we want to support students with being able to achieve in an assignment. What's a possible solution? Okay, we've decided we want a chatbot that helps students with assignment questions. What's the intended outcome? Our outcome will be that we want student assignment scores to improve and we want student feedback to be very positive about the experience and that they felt supported. And what was the process that we decided, and we'll just type that in there so we've got some clarity over that. We'll decide together on a timeline and when we're going to start the trial and when it's going to end and when we can have a review meeting to talk about everybody's findings and the roles. So we might have like a check-in person that could check in over our LinkedIn team meeting that just says, maybe once, if we did this project over 3 months, once a month, the check-in person might just go onto our LinkedIn message and go, how's it going, everyone? And just sort of instigate a bit of a chat there just to check in and see how everyone's going and if there's any further support we need, and any troubleshooting and that type of thing. So when I talk about participants, obviously I'm in a position where I'm very privileged, and so are the schools that I work with, to actually have access to Wi-Fi and laptops and that type of thing. So I won't be involved in trialing things, particularly in the schools that I work in. However, I'm just here to support everybody however I can and to help facilitate all of this as well. And if there are any other people that want to join in, perhaps they'll want to join in and trial this out too. And it's really just about seeing if there's some solutions that everyone they find works. And I'm really excited and really grateful for you all to giving it a go. And I will see you all tomorrow.